All right, boys and girls, we are going to be reading a story problem together, and then I'm going to have you just do your work on a piece of scratch paper. This is what your next work slide will look like. I'll have a different story problem, but I'm just going to model it using some scratch paper. So here's the story problem we are going to solve. Dana runs a dog kennel. She feeds her dogs 3 pounds of dog food per day. If each dog eats 2/10 pounds of food each day, how many dogs does Dana feed? So here's what I want you to do. You're going to set up your paper with this open number sentence right here, and then we're going to try doing 2 out of the 3 different ways to prove our answer by drawing. We're going to do the repeated subtraction with a number line, and then we're also going to do the circles. So pause the video, and I would like you to set up your with me problem. So your paper is going to look just like this. And it'll say with me, total amount divided by size of group equals the number of groups this size. You're going to leave yourself probably about as long as your pointer finger. Save that much room for the number line version of what we're going to do, and then the same about your pointer finger distance for the group or circle. So we're going to do this next story problem together. You're setting up your page, and then you're going to do this one with me. Pause the video and get your page set up. Okay, your page should be all set up, and let's revisit the problem, and then we'll plug in our numbers. So Dana runs a dog kennel. She feeds her dogs 3 pounds of dog food per day. So that's going to be my total amount. So I know that she's feeding them 3 whole pounds. I'm going to say 3 and 0.10. So 3 whole pounds of dog food in a day. If each dog eats 2 pounds, so the size of the group that she's dividing that dog food into is going to be 2/10 of a pound. How many dogs is Dana going to feed? So I want to find out the size of the number of the size of dogs that she is feeding, this total amount, and then with that size of group. So go ahead and get your paper set up, and then we are going to solve this problem in 2 different ways. Eventually, you will get to pick which way you like the best or which way makes the most sense for you. So let's go ahead and start with the number line. So I'm going to go ahead and make myself a nice long number line, and you are going to be taking a picture of this in your Seesaw homework, so please make sure that you're doing this with me. Now, I know that I'm going to be making 3 holes. So this is going to be 1. This would be 2. And then this is my end point, which would be 3. And then my starting point, of course, is going to be 0 over here. Now, if I'm thinking about this, I'm going to count by 2/10. So 2/10, 4/10, 6/10, 8/10. And I'm going to actually start at my whole back here, this 3 whole pounds that she has, 3 whole pounds of dog food in a day. And I'm just going to kind of count backwards until I have my answer. So I have 3/10. And then if I have a dog that eats 2/10, oh, that's not right. Okay, I'm going to rethink how I'm going to demo this. So I was going to count backwards. For me, how my math brain is working, I'm going to be counting up. So I know that there are 2/10 each time the dogs are being fed. So I'm starting here, and I'm saying 2/10, 4/10, 6/10, 8/10, 10/10, or 1 whole. So that would be 1 pound of food. I'm going to keep my counting going. Okay, so I'm going to start again. And now between 1 and 2, this is going to be my 2nd pound of food. So I'm going to continue marking on my number line. This would be 2/10 of a pound, 4, 6, 8, and another whole pound. The reason I'm counting by 2/10 is that's the serving size that each dog is getting each day. Okay? So that's my second pound of food. Now I'm going into my third pound of food, and I'm just going to count by 2/10. 2/10, 4/10, 6/10, 8/10, and then 10/10, which is my next pound of food. All right, so I'm just going to double check my work. I should have 3 pounds, 1, 2, 3, and then those should be divided into equal parts of 2/10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yes, my work is checking out. Now, my answer is going to be how many jumps from this 3 pounds all the way back to my starting point am I making? And that's going to be the number of dogs that get fed each day. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to count starting right here. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 dogs. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 dogs. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So my answer using that number line strategy would be 15. And then my label, 15 what? What am I looking for? How many dogs does Dana feed? So for that one, my label would be 15 dogs. All right, pause. If you need to get your drawing caught up, go ahead and pause. And then we're going to do the same problem, except this time instead of using the number line, we're going to do the making groups in circles. So pause the video, get caught up, and we're going to use this exact same problem to try it again. All right, going back up to what we are trying to search for. When we read the problem, we know that the total amount of food that she fed in a day was 3 pounds of food. Each dog gets 2/10 of a pound. How many dogs is she feeding? Well, we know that the answer is 15, but we're going to just approach this a little bit differently. So now we're going to make some groups or some circles. So I'm just going to simply make my big boxes. I know that I'm starting out with 3 whole pounds of food. So this is like my dog food bag. Okay, so I've got 1 pound. Now I'm going to make a second pound. And then I'm going to make my third one. So I'm just making my bigger groups. And then I'm going to kind of figure out how much it would take to build 1 whole pound. All right. So I'm going to make, here's 1 dog. 1 dog gets 2/10 of a pound. Now another dog gets another 2/10 of a pound. So that's going to be 4/10. Now I get 6/10. Oops, that's another 2/10, sorry. Another 2/10 would be 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. And then 10/10 of a pound is going to be equal to 1 whole pound. So here's 1 pound of dog food, but I've got to build 3 of them. All right, so now if I know that 1 pound had 5, what do I know about 2 pounds? What do I know about 3 pounds? I'm still going to put those circles in to prove my answer, but if 1 pound of dog food has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dogs being served in it, then I can easily predict that this is going to be another 5 dogs, and it'll be another pound of food, and this will be another 5 dogs, which would be my 3rd pound of food. Let's go ahead and prove it with our drawing. So 2/10 of a pound is 1 dog. There's another dog. It'll be 4/10, 6/10, 8/10, and there's my next pound, 1 whole pound. That 2/10 puts me into my next pound. Okay, so now that's my 2nd pound of dog food, and I've got another 5 dogs added in. I do the same for my last one. So 2/10, another 2/10 would be 4/10, 6/10, 8/10, and then 10/10 or 1 whole pound. So there's my last pound of dog food, and then that's another 5 dogs. So in looking at this one, making my groups or circles, I have shown with my drawing that there's 5 dogs here, 5 dogs here, and 5 dogs here, and that of course matches my answer that we put up here. So what you need to do right now, you are going to take a picture of this work and put it in Seesaw, and then we're going to try some more. Great job, everybody.